We're getting ready to go play a session in Springfield. There is 3 or 4 inches of snow. It's like 30 degrees. We are fairly miserable. Gonna need this. Gonna need this big old coat. Gonna need gloves. Welcome to winter in the middle of the country. It is a nightmare. So hand number one, I look down at Jack 9 suited from the button. The cutoff opens for 13. I make the call, and so does the big blind. The flop is kind of a weird one for us. The flop comes down 10 high. We flop middle pair on an all red card flop. The action checks to me, and with my middle pair, middle kicker, I go ahead and bet 15, and everybody folds. So we get off to a good start, and we can still win them all. Number two is a pretty interesting one. I look down at ace 10 suited from under the gun in a straddle pot. I go ahead and open it up to 20, and the cutoff and button make the call. The flop is a fantastic one for us. We flop top two pair on a pretty wet board. I bet $25 and only the button calls. I think I definitely need to go bigger on this flop, but I had flopped such a nice hand that I was trying not to chase everybody out. Anyway, the turn is a 5 of hearts, so the flush draw immediately completes. I go ahead and continue betting. I bet only 35, which is way too small and gives them great odds to chase a flush. The river is the Jack of Diamonds, so not a great card for us, but thank God it's not a heart. Action ends up checking through, and my opponent mucks. So in hand number three, I look down at pocket kings from middle position, and it is, as usual, a straddle pot. There are 4 limpers. I go ahead and make it $20, which in retrospect is much too small, and end up having 5 players call. So we're going to this flop 6 ways. Not what you're wanting with pocket kings. Anyway, the flop comes down jack high, so we're pretty happy with that. The action checks to me, so we're pretty happy with that. I go ahead and continuation bet 50 because I'm not wanting to drive everybody out of this pot. The button goes all in. So he's check raised me all in for $260 total. Everybody else gets out of the way in this hand. I am in the tank on this one pretty hard. Not really sure what to do here. I guess it's a call. I mean, he's all in for 260 total, so it's 210 more for me. I think I just have to swallow it and call. But this isn't the kind of like spot that I feel like I can just fist pump get it in. Like, I don't think he's going to be doing this here with just a jack. He's going to have some sort of combo draw at the absolute least. Since it's like a limp call from my opponent, he's going to have all the sets here pretty much. Maybe not jacks, but like probably definitely jacks. Anyway, after a nice long tank, I make the call. And I am extremely happy to get berated and asked why it took me so long to call when he flips over Queen Jack. And somehow the board runs out safe and we win a very nice size pot of $640. So hand 5 is a really interesting one and I need some input on it. Not very happy with how I played it, I don't think. So it's one of those hands where I've got middle connectors and I'm like willing to go to a flop for a cheap price. It ends up somehow being $10 pre-flop. I don't have perfect notes on that, but I do know that it goes 6 ways to a flop. So we're seeing this multi-handed. The flop comes down a great one for us. The flop is 2 of hearts, 4 of hearts, 5 of clubs. So we flop a pair, top pair, even though it's a very small pair, and a straight flush draw. The initial raiser, so the person who made it $10 pre-flops, the under the gun player, he bets 30, or he opens the action to 30. I make the call from middle position. The small blind makes it 100. So pretty weird to see the check raise to 100 on this board, I would think. I guess maybe it's not that weird on a low connected board in what is close to a limped pot. Anyway, the under the gun player makes the call, and I also make the call. The turn is the 2 of spades, so it pairs the board. This should have been insta like, okay, you lose, Kenny. Fold the hand, move on. The small blind leads out for 150, which left him 50 behind. The under the gun player folds. I think about it for quite a while, and for some reason make the call. With the board pairing here, I'm not beating anything. Best case scenario, I'm drawing to a 5 or a heart, but not even, hearts are not always going to be good here. And he could definitely have pocket 4s, 4 deuce. Like, I'm not in good shape against like any overpair, so 6s, 7s, 8s, 9s, 10s. Like, I don't think there are that many. I don't think I wouldn't think 9s or 10s plus is in his range here because he would probably raise with those pre-flop, but maybe not. Anyway, he bets 150, leaving himself 50 behind. Under the gun folds, and I make the call, unfortunately. The river is the 10 of clubs, so I brick out on everything. We end up both checking here. I'm not sure why he checked instead of betting his last 50. I guess he just thought he was beat. But anyway, we both check, and he shows us pocket 9s. So, I feel like we played this hand terrible. Maybe I'm wrong. Please tell me I'm wrong. Please tell me I'm right. Comment what you think I should have done in this disaster of a hand, because I need some advice. I bet after watching that last hand, you're thinking, what can I possibly do to get to play against this guy? Well, it's easy. All you have to do is send me an email or a direct message on Twitter or a direct message on Instagram with the information on the screen, and I will be able to get you into some of the softest games playing against players, including myself, on Poker Bros. Hand number 6, ironically enough, I look down at pocket 9s from the cutoff. I bet $15 pre-flop, the button calls, and the under the gun +1 player calls. Flop is a great one for us. We flop top set. I go ahead and lead out for 45, and the under the gun +1 player makes the call. The turn is the jack of diamonds, so it brings in the flush. We both check. The river is the king of diamonds, so our flush has been completely devalued. The way the player looked, he did not seem very excited about the fact that there was another diamond on board. I go ahead and make a speculative $60 bet, and he folds while showing us a 6. So I guess he called us with middle pair on the flop, and then we just lost out on any chance to get any value by the board running out with all diamonds. He ended up playing some hands pretty bad down the stretch. Somehow didn't manage to like write them down. But yeah, we are busted. Lost the one buy-in, did not rebuy, thank God. Just not playing well lately. We're gonna get back at it though. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Please let me know in the comments what you think of my play, what you think of the vlog, anything at all, general observation about life, love, happiness. I don't care, just write something down there, and yeah, I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter, and we got some big things coming, so pretty excited. Gonna be going to some different locations, playing some slightly different, bigger games. Yeah, it's gonna be good. I'm out of here. One last thing, if you guys are in the market for some poker apparel, check out the Villain Poker Store. I have a discount code, KennyG. Use that and you will get 20% off your purchase. They've got some pretty cool stuff in there. The link to the store is in the description, so get in there and check it out.